Mina Craig and her husband are both retired, and on their allotment they are trying to garden organically. Hello, Mina.
Oh, hello.
Your plot seems absolutely immaculate. So when did you get it and how?
I got it last September. We saw an advert in the paper and applied and got it within a few days.
Now, you see, that's really unusual because most people have to wait years. They can be on a waiting list. How many days do you spend here?
About 3 days a week, perhaps, 2-3 days.
That's why it looks so good. Now, I've already said that you garden organically, so a little bit of companion planting going on?
Yes, we've got the allium, the onions round the outside with the roots in the middle to prevent the carrot fly and the root fly. I've also got flowers, you know, to attract the bees for pollination.
Oh, that's great. Anything else with the organic?
I try to recycle, so I use toilet roll tubes for protection and tubes, you know, to give them just a little bit of a start, and it also prevents the fly a little bit.
The test will come when you lift your carrots as to whether it's worked, won't it?
This is the thing.
I just wondered if you'd ever tried things like the horticultural fleece, or, you know, because this is a windy site, you get a stronger material which is like a mesh.
I've heard of these things and I will try it perhaps next year if this doesn't work.
Now, one of the major problems, apart from weeds on the site, is water. You've only got one tap, haven't you?
Yes, it is a bit of a nuisance.
So what we thought we'd do is give you a hand there on how to conserve some of the water. And I noticed that you've got a garden shed, so we're going to set up a system there. Secure the brackets to the shed. Cut the gutter to size. Then put on the end caps. Attach the downpipe and put that into the barrel. Job done.
Well, Stephen and David, you would be amongst the sort of younger echelon of plot holders here. Stephen, for you to start with, what brought you to it?
Basically, I just wanted something to do with my time off.
Right.
I spent a lot of time sitting in front of the computer and wanted to get outdoors.
Yes.
So.
And David, what about you?
Yeah, well, I heard about the allotments from Stephen and got interested in it after I'd come up and seen his plot.
And had you done anything before?
Not since I was a child. I live, living in the city. I don't have a garden here, so it's nice to be able to come.
Do I sense a wee challenge here between two chums?
Just a wee bit.
It's supposed to be a competition, but unfortunately, I think Stephen's winning at the moment.
I think you're going to have to up your act a wee bit. Everybody on the site is talking about the Roseby willow herb, which is about to flower within the next month. And you guys are beginning to tackle it now. And the important thing is not to let them get ahead of you. You've at the stage now where it's constant hoeing. Ho, 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 said Santa Claus. You're still having to try and control some of this growth. And I would suggest to you, if you can hire, borrow, whatever, a strimmer and get all that growth cut right down to ground, because whilst it's like that and soft, and before it flowers, you can rake it off and put it in the compost heap.
Right.
And then in the winter time, it'll be short enough that it's quite easy to dig over, and you can fork out all the nasties there, and you'll create a new bed for planting in the process. The other thing that I would draw to your attention, once you get used to being up here, you maybe don't notice it, but there's quite a wind blowing today. It's a cold wind, and everybody's putting out little plants and seedlings. Very, very tough on them. I think you should do little hedges. You know, Jerusalem artichokes, there's some of them growing here. They'll grow up to about 5 feet high. I'd like to see this in a year's time, see how you boys have got to it. You have a big task ahead, boys.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
Cheers.
It can be a real problem composting on a community site. In other words, you're sharing the bin.
That's right. You often find there's compost heaps all over the place, or bins which aren't looked after, which can be real problems for people here.
It's not sort of heating up properly, is it?
No, it's not. You don't know what people are putting in.
But obviously you're recommending this type of bin.
Yes, we've brought 4 of these bins along. We're going to put around the site here. Nice strong bins, won't get blown away in the wind at all. And they get nice and hot, which is really important for dealing with weeds as well.
So there's plenty of sort of air circulating.
That's right, there's air holes in the side, and the structure of this is like a honeycomb structure, so it traps air in the walls, which makes it really hot inside. Really nice, quick process.
Now, the types of things to add to the compost bin, here they've got lots of problems with Roseby willow herb. It's nice and sappy at the moment, so presumably that's fine to add.
Perfect at the moment, as you said. nice and fresh and green. That can go in along with any other brown materials around, paper, cardboard, that sort of thing. Later in the year, I wouldn't put the rosebay willow herb in for too many weed seeds.
Absolutely. Easy to open the bin?
Yes, you can just pull the rod up at the front, open up the front here, get your wheelbarrow in and your spade and fork, and away you go.
Brilliant. Well, Jim, we've had a great time here at the Heatheryfold Allotments and some wonderful people we've met.
Aye, it's the people that make it, isn't it? They're smashing.
Very much so, and
Yes,
they've done so much in such a short space of time, or some of the plotters have anyway.
Well, they have indeed. I mean, there's much of the chat's been about weeds, but there's actually a lot of very organised growth going on, and they're making inroads.
They are, and future plans, well, this area is going to be the sort of communal area.
Yeah.
They're going to be putting in a tea hut, and I think they really need some toilets as well.
I think they should go for that composter one, you know, that they had at Nahum, something like that.
Oh, that's a good idea,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. Anyway, you've got your transport home. I'm going to get my bike. Cheers.
I don't even know how to start this though.